All right, this is the honors pre-calculus, the practice exam one. So this is not going to give you any solution. I'm just going to go over all the questions, help you guys to get started uh, with these problems. So the first one, I ask you guys to use the coordinates, and I already plotted for you. So you're going to be able to come up with a square. Okay, so what you just need to have to find is the length of the diagonal. So this is the length you have to use. So you're gonna have to use distance formula. Um, so use distance formula. You can use the 4 comma 4 to 0 comma 0, or you could use the 0 comma 4 to 4 comma 0. Okay, either way. Let's go over the next problem. So number two, you're gonna have to find the distance of the diameter. So the distance of diameter, I would give you guys the endpoints. So all you need to do is use the distance formula to find the length of this diameter. Look at number three. So number three, you have to determine the symmetry, but first you have to graph it. So x cubed, you're gonna have graph looks like this. Okay, you can determine what the symmetry is. And then letter B, you have 1 over x, so it looks like this. So I told you guys before, if you see the reflection is skipping a quadrant, so this part of the function is in quadrant 1, this one is quadrant 3, and that's going to be reflecting over what? Or maybe it's not going to be an axis. Could be a point, right? All right, so you also have to find the x and y intercepts. So in order to find the x-intercept, you have to plug in 0 into y. If you want to plug in you want to find the y-intercept, you're just plugging 0 into x, okay? Vice versa. So let's look at the other two. So we have x equals to y squared minus 1. So keep in mind this is not y equals to x squared minus 1. So this is not a parabola, a U shape, okay? So what I'm going to show you is this is going to be, instead of y-intercept, it's going to be x-intercept. So it's going to go left by 1 unit, and then you're going to have a C shape. It's a parabola, but it's going to go sideways. For D, this is actually the parabola, the U-shaped one, but this is a negative, so it's going to cause a reflection over x-axis. Okay, so this is your y-intercept. It's a plus 4, so you're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be upside down parabola, upside down U. All right, so let's look at number 4A. So you're going to have to determine the center and the radius from this, we call it the general form, right? So this is the one you have to do to complete the square. So I'm going to show you how to arrange them, and you do the rest. So it's going to be x squared minus 10x. Okay, use a different color here. Add y squared plus 2y. Okay, you want to move this 17 to the other side. So this is cancel. You're going to have negative 17. Okay, and go on and do it. So number 4B. So I remember one of your classmates asked me, can we just divide everything by 6? Yes, you could in this case, okay? But it will be better as a practice reasoning that you don't divide by 6. You will see what would happen on the test, okay? So what you should do is, let me arrange the x's and y's together. So these are the x's. So 6x squared plus 48x. Put them together. For the other ones are y's. So you're going to put 6y squared minus 12y. Okay. Subtract the 96 on both sides. So it becomes equals to negative 96. Okay. And then you should do next is you're going to factor out the 6. So you have x squared plus 8x, and then you have factor out the 6 for the y's, so that y squared minus 2y, and that's going to equal to negative 96. Okay, and you just go ahead and find the c value. Let's look at the next one. So number 5, asking you whether this is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles means that two sides are the same. So this is going to be a little bit time consuming in terms of you have to use the distance formula. Oops. So you have to use distance formula to find this length, and that length. Okay. If two of the lengths are congruent or the same, then you will be isosceles. So the same thing for 5b. So you have to use the distance formula. Okay. Let me just write it down. Distance formula. All right. So you gotta have to find these three sides. Let's look at the next one. So number 6, where I'm asking you guys to determine whether this is a right triangle. So in order to find the right triangle, you don't have to use the distance formula because that doesn't really, I mean, it could help you, but that's just going to take more work. What you need to do is to find the slope. So let me write this down. So you're going to find slopes. So let me label what you need to do. Okay, so let's just say that this is M1 and this is M2 and this is M3. So after you find M1, M2, and M3, you want to make sure you want to see whether if M1 times M2 or M1 times M3, or if M2 times M3 equal to -1. Okay, if one of them, the product equals to -1, then this is going to be a right triangle. All right, so let me look at the number 7. So number 7, so increasing value. So I didn't give you guys any exact value on this. All you need to do is go ahead and understand that M1, it's a straight horizontal line. That means this could be a 0. Okay, M4 is going to be maybe like a negative, I don't know, some type of fraction less than 1. So let's just give it -1/3. Okay, M3, it's going to be a very steep decreasing slope. So that could be anything great, negative, but greater than 1. So it could be like -3. And then so M2, it's going to be a positive, so you can just give any value. So I just call it 1. Okay, so you just have to order from the least to the greatest. Let's look at the next one. So number 8, this is pretty similar to our test. I mean, our homework problems. So understand that the y-intercept, it's 6, means that 6, 0 is part of the line. Y-intercept is 5, so that means it's 0, 5. That's part of the line. Okay. For this problem, what's missing is the slope. So you need to find the slope by using the y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Okay. So go ahead and find the slope and then use the point slope formula. Okay, so you're going to use point slope formula also for letter C. Letter C is similar to letter A. All right, so let's look at the 9A. So you're going to have to draw a triangle formed by the line axis. So I show you guys how to do it. So how do I get that? So in order to find this, the red point, that's the x-intercept. That means you have to plug in 0 into y. Okay, so you have 4x equals to 24, so x equals to 6. So x-intercept equals to 6. So this point is at 6, 0. In order to find out what the y-intercept is, you have to plug in 0 into x. So I have 3y equals to 24, so y equals to 8. So this is at 0, 8. Okay, so after you draw those 2 points, you can come up with the triangle. So you see that this is the xy axis, and then this is the line uh, formed by 2 points. So that'll give you a triangle right there. Okay, so number 10. So this one is looks tricky, but it's actually not that hard. So if you have the Pythagorean triples memorized, so you can see you can find out 3, 4, 5 is one of the Pythagorean triples. So if two legs are 3 and 4, which means that your hypotenuse is going to be 5. Okay, so AB and 13, this large right triangle, is also one of the triples. You can say that 5B and 13, what does B equal to? And then B is going to equal to 12. Okay, I give you guys the answer for this one. If you don't have the Pythagorean triples memorized by heart, what you could do is use the Pythagorean theorem. So it's probably better that you understand what Pythagorean theorem is. So 3 and 4, and how do you get 5? So you're going to use 3 squared plus 4 squared equals to, a squared. And then just add them up. So that would be 25 equals to a squared, and then a equals to 5. Okay, so you can go on and do the same thing for the larger right triangle, and then find out that b equals to 12. Okay, so that's it for the little review. Good luck, man.